It says this meeting is being live streamed because of people who are like Karens, you know, and they're like, I didn't know I was being live streamed when I said what I said. Yeah, well, then don't say what you fucking said then. I wouldn't have said that if I had known I was talking to the whole world. Why don't you just act that way normally then? This, live stream keeps me honest, I'll tell you that. Keeps me in check. Good morning. VTYX, INM, QH, SPPI, MGPI, FIFI, FFIE. Let's see. I think I got to move INM up my screen a little bit here because pretty good shape on 2 million shares traded. That's totally in play. INM. The other one was FIFI. Let's see. FFIE. Oh, no, that's not enough barcoding. That does not. Does anybody know what barcoding means? You guys are going to probably hear me say that maybe once a month or something. Yeah, Mike knows. Forget FIFI. That's barcoding. Yeah, it just dropped way down the list. CLVS, wet G. That's the one I think I didn't put on yet. I would like to take a look at G. Morning, what about CLVS? It's up. It's up on my list, yeah. But it's been failing VWAP all morning. What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh, I'm looking at wet G. That's right, wet G. You with that? You're much better continuing to speak about, picking good stocks in the morning. Already? Hold on. Anybody else can concur that the mic is fucked up? Then I'll switch to the other one. ATER, yep, we're watching it. ATER just poked above. Yes, Robo, okay. ATER just poked above VWAP. ATER needs to get above this pivot point, 294. And it's like, if you're going to talk about 294, you might as well wait for it to break 3. So you got to wait for 3 on ATER. What did I say? Yeah, Autobots roll out. All right. Okay, so let's talk about the market. The market is up in pre-market. I wouldn't get too excited because tomorrow morning is CPI numbers. They could be good. The market's acting like it's front-running good numbers. Good numbers on CPI would be lower numbers, just in case, that didn't make sense to you. And tomorrow when it comes in, you figure that out. CPI being inflation. So tomorrow we get the new inflation numbers. And let me just double check. I believe it's just a revision of a data point. Let's see. No, it will be a new important data point, I guess. 9. This is the 9th month. Yeah, so it's going to be an important one tomorrow morning. And so today, how the market moves may front run that. I would definitely hedge by the end of the day, no matter what happens, because you could be wrong by the morning. And that'd be one of the reasons why you might want to hedge. At the end of the day, let's just get this straight. If you're going to hedge your positions, I would recommend hedging with shares. So you'd need like SQQQ. You should hedge with shares because the inflation report comes out 1 hour before the market opens. And so you won't be able to adjust any options at that time. And probably you should not get any swing getting anything that you hold in overnight today in options because of that. Because tomorrow morning, 1 hour before the market opened, during one of the most significant times where inflation is an issue, we'll be getting inflation numbers. Yeah, that'd be just really stupid to leave your dick hanging in the wind there. Do not hold options overnight tonight. This is only for any night. You do not want to hold options overnight. Those were good picks Friday with Docu and ZS. Well, yes, Docu short and ZS long, it turned out to be. Yeah, it's, you trade it. However the thing moves, you trade it. You can make a guess, but those are just, when a person with experience makes a guess, they're just giving you the probable estimate. ATER. I want to be on ATER and on the 1 minute view. Okay, so if ATER gets over $3, then it will become interesting. So we need to wait for that. Is Mara a recession proof? Oh no. God no. Hell no. And you're choosing something that's a derivative of the most volatile asset class on earth. God no. Fuck no. Maybe Walgreens. I mean, talk about, yeah, no. Recession proof. Mara. Wow, no. VTYX strengthening up right now, creating a nice strong base. Still, I wouldn't take it until it gets above the most significant pivot above VWAP. And so that's not until 37. 37 on VTYX, maybe. All right, anything else going on here this morning? Oil spiked $1. Oil started to spike a little bit this morning, and then gold also has been moving up all morning. It's still low at 1745. Gold. The market opens in about 5 minutes, so I have 5 minutes to just go over any of this. Gold. Let's pull it up. On the daily, continues to be bearish. You might be able to get a tap and reverse on the bearish channel on it in a couple of days here. It's coming right up. Possibly get a tap and reverse kind of short on gold. Hunting it for a short and waiting like a lion, not like a hyena, for the right moment. And then we've got just every sector up this morning because the entire market has ratcheted up a little bit. And but that doesn't guarantee anything. The market could go sideways today, or it could keep going up, or it could pull back. I mean, they're all possibilities the way it's sitting at the moment. All viable possibilities. And then tomorrow you've got CPI numbers. And so today, no one's going to be going heavy into anything. So it is likely to be a light volume day, unless it's glaringly obvious that the inflation numbers are going to be an improvement. Then there may be some front running of that going on. But, you have to wait a day. If you're an institutional investor and you're investing other people's money, so you can't be doing dumbass things like guessing. It's, much better to wait till tomorrow and then start to put your money into the market based on what happens, either hedging or longing. So you'll probably see today be on the relatively lighter side of volume, which means it's going to be filled with fake outs, shakeouts, fake downs, shakedowns, chop, and just, everything comes with low volume. It's not a day of conviction at all in any way whatsoever. This is not a day of conviction. So you have that as the macro over the whole market. Now, if you were just, a relatively new trader and you never considered macro as the weather, program for the market, you'd just be trading charts, and you'd get in one of your choppy days and you'd mark a losing day on your chart or a break-even day on your tracking programs, and you would, wouldn't know why. It's just, that's the way things go, you would say. But this is why. This is why the days that you lose. It's because you already should know ahead of time that it's not a good day to trade. It's not really a good day to trade too much, or at least to go long or swing trade or enter things. Potentially. We'll see how it goes. If we front run tomorrow's numbers with a lot of green, and that holds through a whole day and closes strong, then you can get into some swings tomorrow at the end of the close today. But likely, I'm not going to be alerting any. I will wait for tomorrow's numbers. But otherwise, for day trading, yeah, we're watching VTYX. INM looks the best. INM. CLVS, we're watching. Love selling on ATER because it's below VWAP. SPPI, RGLS, QH. I'm still watching Pixie, watching WetG and IC. So we've got 12 things, and Juns whenever that IPO starts coming out. So we've got a lot on watch. We're ready here. We've got a minute and 20 seconds until the market opens, and we are ready. Somebody said good, because trading is boring. Yeah. Good trading is boring, and the more consistently profitable you are, the more consistently, not the more profitable you are, but the more consistently profitable you are, the more boring it gets. It's just like playing at a poker table, and you get your 2 cards, and then you're like, nah. If you're a guy who just plays every hand that's dealt to them, you'll be out of money in about 20 minutes. Alert. Did my system say alert? Yeah, that definitely continues to happen. Always happens on my system because that's when penny stocks get alerted. A good number to get in on INM right now. I like the break of 15.15. It's at a base right now, 15.15, but we're going right into the open. So I'd be careful and set your pivot to 14.40. Your stop, 14.40, so 60 cents of risk. There we go. ATER, what are you going to do, ATER? INM. What is INM going to be doing here at the open? Let's see. And it flat out breaks that 15.15 pre-market high. And so that's an entry signal. Stop at 14.40, 60 cents of risk, if not more, depending on what you get in at. Huge dump right there off of the open. Right through, not through the stop loss yet, actually. 14.40 bounced off of WAP, but be careful. So a lot of volatility right off the open, the first 30 seconds on INM. Yep, and now we're breaking to 14.47. All right, back to 14.60. It's all over the map. Now, VTYX, in the meantime, is moving up and over pre-market pivot, definitely over VWAP, and 37, that $37 level I was talking about, that's entry on VTYX. SPPI, let's take a look at that. Not quite there yet, but you're looking for it to break $1.56. You can write these down, $1.56 on SPPI. One of the best ways to handle these morning sessions is to just write down these numbers for each ticker. You're not really going to remember them. I don't. VTYX making some progress. We're going to come back on INM, but I think it's not looking good. VTYX is holding after a huge initial buying on the open. Where's the volume on that? Yeah, it wasn't actually too heavy of volume, so it's just a little bit of a blue sky order level 2 discrepancy on VTYX, and how it's trading now is a little bit more indicative of how it would have traded off the open. There was just one little blip that brought price up. Okay, something just broke out, and that was, where was I ringing? But I can tell you this, QH, let me tell you something. QH, not enough volume on QH, never mind. Let's take a look at WetG. No, nothing going on there. I see INM RMed. That wasn't one that was on our watch list, but it is up 34% since Friday. Now, why was that not on our list? That's just crazy because it was up higher than that moments ago. RMED. Anyway, that is failing out, and if it does break 1950 cents, 1950 cents, 0.195, that could be a short back to 50% of the gap, 17. Let's go look at CLVS. Yeah, let's take a quick look back at SPY and QQQ. They are running. The market and the Dow also the same. The whole market moving up slightly on the open. And we have moved up and above and over pre-market highs. So we're making some pretty good progress there. No, that is not above pre-market highs. No, it is not above pre-market highs. Okay, and that's significant that it's not. Good to know. See, here we go. This is a little bit more accurate. Well, that's 20 minutes delayed there, but I have the more accurate representation. It's sitting right around here, that pre-market high, and we are blasting through that. The level to break is, on NQ anyway, is 12,775. And I do not know if that's going to follow through all day. I think this is just letting retail traders sort of like, the lions are in the bushes just watching the hyenas do their thing. And then I think probably market makers and institutionals are going to take this as a spot to take some risk off the table going into tomorrow's CPI. There it is. It's pulling back now.
Alert.
Alert. INM on the top list. INM hit 1623. Let's go over to that. Randy, INM, like, where have you been? Anyway, INM just barely touched that stop level, which was arbitrary, and looks like it has completely capitulated back to the upside, up and over, high of the day, 1550, and it hit almost 16, and is now at 1560. So that is in play now. You have COVID again? Are you serious? What the hell? Can you imagine if that's the way we were, like, during the bubonic plague? The bubonic plague again? Again? ARMK. Kind of a cup and handle there, but that was a bit deep of a cup. Let me see, 28 from 38. All right, 27% cup, and then it itself is a handle of a larger cup that was. Oh yeah, no, that is it. Okay, 27%, and we have a huge amount of growth. Yeah, this could be good. I'm gonna have to alert this ARMK for a swing 100 trade because we're getting in the early market. I would recommend only a piece of your goal position size. ARMK. Risk $1. Partial entry at market open. More at market close if strong. And then even that altogether, I would probably say don't make it a full position because going into tomorrow's inflation numbers. So really hard to be buying something today, but you never know. I mean, you never know. You know, when a trigger is a trigger, you got to trade it, you know. Your opportunities aren't the next day, they're the day of. Somebody asks, what's a good stock for today? Looks like nothing so far, really. QH on very low volume, now starting to get up and over pre-market pivot. It's just too low volume. Forget it on QH. Just too low volume. Too low of volume. INM. Oh, is AMC over 15? I mean 10. AMC, no, it's like at 10. So this is dead cat bounce on AMC. I think at this point it's the backside of the trade. It's much better to gambling wise or risk wise to short it once it's peaked in a couple of days. But you know, there does seem to be something there, but it's going to be up against a lot of resistance. Let's take a look at wet G. Not enough volume by far. VTYX. VTYX is just holding that level that it ended up at around 37, mid 37. But if it picks up some steam, you'll know it by when it breaks this pivot level here, 38.10. Getting over 38 essentially is going to be a really good sign on VTYX. If it can get over 38, so 38.01, if that prints, you know, then you could start a position. You're longing a lot of oil and gas, yeah, starting with SU. Suncor Energy. That doesn't look good. And then what was the other one? CVE. Nah, it doesn't look good. What about Enphase? Let me see how that's doing. Enphase showing a lot more relative strength. And how about TAN? Okay, and how about First Solar? First Solar looking outstanding. If we can get some First Solar and it goes more with the strength that it's been going, boy, that'd be great. But we need it to pull back and level off for a couple of days. So maybe next week there'll be an entry on First Solar. I should put an alert on that. Surprised there's not one on there. We'll keep taking a look at it. I mean, the last leg was would have been 116 to 135. It's pretty good. I mean, natural gas is in an uptrend that it's, inflation-based uptrend for about a year and a half now. About a year. But it's been topping for the last 3 or 4 months. So, a much better trade on that would be to wait for it to get back down to the lowest risk level here at the 200 moving line. Wow. Oh boy. This guy's trying to teach me something. I mean, woo! He says SU and CVE. The Elliott wave projected wave 5 is starting. It looks bad because it's hit the 382 Fibonacci and that I'm using lagging indicators. Wow. This guy's showing up to follow me. Thank you. Maybe you should start your own Fibonacci group. You can call it Tell a Lie group. Fibonacci that. Well, anyway, he just said, I didn't mean to offend you. What did he say? No, I'm not offended, and don't worry about offending people. Fuck them. You can offend me all day. Okay? We don't even know who the fuck you are if you don't offend people. If you're not offending people, who are you? You're what other people want you to be. Who the fuck are you if you're not offending people? Get started offending people. Fuck off. That's how we know who you are. Oh my goodness. All right, the market is just about to break pre-market highs. I'll come back to you though. I like you. But let's take a look at this. So even though the market has broken pre-market highs, as far as where it sits on the daily, it's really a nothing. It's a fugazi. There's not much there. It's hanging out at the bottom of a very large sell-off candle from 2 weeks ago that it's going to have to get through. Let's take a look how that sits on the S&P 500. Quite similarly, on the Dow, the same. So there's a lot of work to get through. And we really would need to get up and over this pivot on the Dow 333, which on SPY is 420. 420. All right, that's going to be easy to remember. Adam's like, well, good morning. And then on the Qs, for the smarter traders who take the Qs instead of the S&P 500, because you get 27% more return from the Qs than you do from the S&P 500 when you're trading averages. We're talking about 322. So you can write that down. 322 QQQ in the next week or two. Once we break that, the market has gone bullish again. CSULB, yes, sir. How do you know that? Or who's this? Is this somebody, a classmate of mine? Warren Gregory Weisner. I think he wanted me to type in a college name as a ticker name as a joke, but he didn't realize that I actually went to CSULB. It's a total coincidence. Did you go to CSULB? Why'd you mention it? If you did, what did you study? Yeah? He says, me too. We found a non-offensive person to talk to. I'd rather talk to an offensive person, though. I don't mind. I mean, Jesus. How do you make any progress if you're not challenged? How can you make any progress if you're not challenged, right, RJ? Anybody? Go Bruins, UCLA. Yes, sir. All right, let's check in on these momentum stocks. CLVS starting to look okay. Let's take a look at that. CLVS with 4.8 million shares traded so far at the dollar level. So that's not a lot of money being committed. That's okay. It depends on the float. Can somebody give me the float information on CLVS? We're a team here. Let's work together and get this shit done fast. In the meantime, yeah, it is at the pivot that you would be interested in, 135-ish. 136 would be the pre-market high on CLVS. Actually, I'm seeing 145 on Thinkorswim, but there we go. There's a break. 141 million float. Oh, forget it. And it's only $4 million traded. Forget it. Because think of it this way. It's 145 million float, right? That's probably not even the total shares outstanding. Maybe it's 200 million, let's say. So in order for it to double its market cap, to go from a $200 million market cap to a $400 million market cap, it needs to go from $1.30 to $2.60. You know, it needs to double. In order for it to double, in order for us to see $2.60, which doesn't seem like that big of a deal, right? In order for us to see that, it's going to need $200 million. And so far, it's traded $5 million. So you start to see how when you start to do the math, and there can be some exceptions to that, to where things move and correct on price, despite there being the actual monetary exchange. It just revalues. But that's like a very small amount of percentage at the time. Mostly here, we have something that's not going to do jack shit. If you see anybody come into the chats or anything here and be like, CLVS, CLVS, yeah, just know that they don't know anything. Well, but we're watching it, aren't we? We're watching it. It's probably a D pick. A dick pick. It's a dick pick. It's a D pick. It's one of the worst ones. It's not even an A, a B, or a C pick. We got a dick pick here. That's good. And that's about how it's trading. It looks like all momentum stocks are fading and failing and didn't even put in a blip. So maybe that'll build up midday, but you know, it's not really a good idea to be trading midday because the momentum isn't there for follow through. Simple as that. The volume isn't there. There's just statistically fewer people midday in front of their screens trading than there are in the morning or at the closing bell. And so, you know, well, can it work? Yes, but the probabilities are much lower. It's like going to a very tough poker table, which I don't know, that probably doesn't resonate with some of you because you probably don't even think about how tough or easy a poker table is. You just play because you think it's fun. But when you get more professional, you know, it's meaningful how tough the market is or how easy the market is. And right now it looks like momentum this week is dead. So hopefully we get something exciting today. Otherwise, if we don't, then tomorrow after CPI, maybe we will. And then maybe Wednesday. Wednesday might be hot. In the meantime, the market still is trekking up, grinding up slowly. Dennis wants me to take a look at Tesla. Australia, A lot of your words, sir, are hitting. Nice. Thank you. I'm glad. You know, I'm glad I'm resonating because it's just experience. I'm just talking words of wisdom here. And wisdom doesn't mean smart. Wisdom means knowing what not to do. In my opinion, that is what wisdom is. Wisdom is knowing what not to do. So Tesla is right at an important pivot point. It's like it's positioned itself. Think of it this way, Dennis. It's positioned itself in the relative strength lineup right on the precipice of breakout. That's not by accident. Let's go over to Apple. Like, for instance, let's just compare that to Apple. It's another strong one, though, but we'll compare that to NVIDIA in a second here. See, Apple's not in the same spot. Do you see what I'm saying? Look. Tesla is up here. This is how you need to learn how to read charts, Dennis, everybody. Tesla's up here. Apple is not, okay? Between Apple and Tesla, this is where Apple is, right? Now let's go over to Tesla again. See? I mean, it's like glaringly obvious if you know this stuff. You know, but I want to show you. But it's incredibly obvious because here's where Tesla was, and here's where Tesla is. I mean, what a difference. Apple's way down here in terms of relative strength. So Apple's, I don't know, we'd have to check a third stock and all the stocks on the stock market, etc. But we could say that Apple's in the back of the lineup and Tesla's way out in the front of the lineup. And you might even have others that are up above that particular pivot, and those are like in energy, those are really in a great spot. But the problem with energy is it's subject to inflation highly. So while stocks might release and run tomorrow on good inflation numbers, energy, which is out front, may correct on that. Like if you go to XLE, let's see, or ExxonMobil, anything like that. No, actually, it looks to me like Tesla's even stronger than that. So if you just start running through stocks right now, and there, actually, Tesla just broke that pivot. So that's a entrance today. I got to post it. You just happened to find, give me one that was really strong. But I would do it in thirds. 1/3 now, 1/3 at the close of the market if it holds strong, and 1/3 tomorrow morning to add on if the numbers are beneficial. And you can even get that pre-market tomorrow morning on the inflation numbers so you don't miss a beat. Obviously, you're buying with shares because we don't advocate trading options. No, we don't. Randy says VTYX. I'll have to come back and take a look at it, but watch out, you guys. VTYX might be moving. I got to type up this alert. Tesla, right now, third entry. The stop would be at the low of the day, 300. Entry right now is 305 roughly, so $5 a risk. Boy, that's a great place for Tesla. Isn't it amazing how when they're right at the setup entry point and they're the correct setup, you can get really great risk to reward ratios. Oh, it happens every time. When the things look good like that, it's for a reason. There would be a much higher risk to exit because it was sagging and acting poorly. Doesn't that make sense? And that things will be tightening up and getting to where the risk is very tiny if it had a lot of relative strength. So, all right, that's Tesla. You want me to take a look at something possible fake out on VTYX, guys? Amazon is playing with you. Yes, it is. Something that's doing better is Tesla. If between these three, Apple, Tesla, and Amazon, look at Amazon's relative strength on the daily. Look, it's kind of better. It's better. It's where? How would you now looking at these? Here's Amazon's previous pivot and where it sits. How would you order those then? A, B, C. Amazon, Tesla, Apple. What order do you put them in relative strength based on what you just saw? What's the strongest? What's the medium of those three? And what's the worst of those three? Anybody else? What's your order? Everybody reading what Dondrell and Chowder said? Anybody got any other order guess? I guess somebody else I'll take a stab at it, but no, wrong. There you go. Gary got it. Gary's like, what are you guys? Why did you put Apple, which is so way down here compared to the pivot? Am I drawing? There we go. Way down here compared to the pivot it needs to get over. Right? Look at that. This is Apple. Okay. Now let's look at Amazon. Do you see? It's almost to that pivot. Do you see that now? Okay, and then back to Tesla. It is up and over that pivot. Do you see the differences? Hopefully you do. Dondrell and Chowder, do you see the difference now? Yes. Okay, good. All right, great. All right, well, I'm going to have some breakfast, head to the gym. I will catch you guys in the group in a little bit. I'll be on my phone. And I think we're on top of all the opportunities this morning. I'm looking at them all. They've all failed out. Nothing too good there. And that's the way the day pre-market we predicted it was going to go. And even despite that, we had two swing trade alerts, each at 1/3 entry, ARMK and Tesla. All right, catch you guys in a little bit. Thanks very much for tuning in this morning. See you in the group. Right. You're welcome. Thank you very much. Yeah. Free chart lesson. Yeah, if you learned something, it was worth it.